while I'm reading the question, I want you to close your eyes, okay? And then you're going to open them. So while your eyes are closed, Leah, I want you to picture in your head what's happening, okay? So close your eyes. I'm going to read the question. It says, Mrs. Schatzberg has 2 long ribbons and 4 short ribbons. How many ribbons does Mrs. Schatzberg have? I'm going to read it one more time. Keep your eyes closed and really be picturing in your head what I'm doing. So don't say anything out loud, just picture in your head. Mrs. Schatzberg has 2 long ribbons and 4 short ribbons. Leah, turn around. How many ribbons does Mrs. Schatzberg have? Okay, put your hands down, open your eyes, turn your voices off. Nomari, guess what I'm going to let you do?
Nicole came, but could you call the office?
I'm going to let you turn and tell somebody nice to you what you saw in your head. Now be careful, Nomari, because I don't want you to tell them what you think the answer is. I want you to turn and tell them what you were picturing in your head when I read that to you. So, go ahead, talk to somebody near you. What is it that you pictured when I was reading that in your head? What did you see? What were you seeing? So how many did I have to start? Or how many? I had 2 long ribbons, and I had 4 short ribbons. And what happened? What do we want to know? How many ribbons we have? So we had 2 long and 4 short. We were how many we have. How many did I have?
2 and 4.
Okay. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes back up here. So I'm going to read it one more time, and I want you to maybe raise your hand and tell me what was it that you were picturing. You ready? Don't close your eyes this time. Let's look up here. Mrs. Schatzberg had 2 long ribbons. By the way, this is a piece of ribbon if you don't know. And you know what you use ribbon for? All kinds of things. I'm using it when I'm wrapping my presents for my family on Christmas time. But it says Mrs. Schatzberg had 2 long ribbons and 4 short ribbons. How many ribbons does Mrs. Schatzberg have? So raise your hand if you want to tell me something that you were thinking about when I read that. Kimberly? What were you picturing in your head? Two long ribbons. 4 short ribbons. Were they in like 2 piles, or did you have them all in one pile in your brain? They were all in one big pile. Did anybody have them in 2 separate piles? You did? Madison, how are they in 2 piles?
I sorted them out in my head because I want 2 short ones and 4 long ones.
Oh, it says 2 long and 4 short. That's okay. So you were picturing 2 long ones and 4 short. So they were in 2 piles, and Kimberly thought of them all in one pile. So Nomari, I think I heard you say you think you already know the answer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to become a problem solver today, and we're going to think about the plan that we're going to use. And I know Ms. Boardman had you go back and you pick a plan, and then you wait for everybody, okay? All right, so when I point to you're going to get up, and you're going to go to the spot today where you want to make your plan and follow it out. Let's see. This group of kids, go ahead and go. Go to your spot where you want to make your plan. You. Oh, this group looks ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Find your spot.
Who's up there? Oh, I'm still there.
Here we go. And the rest of you, go to your place where you want to try to solve the problem. And then freeze.
You don't solve your problem.
Not yet. Don't get started yet, Caleb.
That one was mine. You don't just
lots of you ready to go.
Leah, back up.
Kindergarten, you have about 2 minutes. But before we start, let me read the question to you one more time, just so you can get ready and think about what I asked you, remember? Boys in the back, just so you can make sure you know what you're doing. You ready, Melanie? Okay, don't write, just listen. Mrs. Schatzberg had 2 long ribbons and 4 short ribbons. How many ribbons does Mrs. Schatzberg have? You may go. 2 long ribbons and 4 short. And how did you know it was 6? How did you count that? So let me hear you do it. So how many ribbons? Awesome. Thank you. What are these meant to be?
4 short.
4 short. And what are these meant to be?
2 long.
So how many ribbons did I have altogether?
6.
Wow. How did you count that? Did you just know there were 6?
No.
How did you do that?
I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Then you did it. And so that way, if Melanie, if one of these 2 did it differently than you did, you might want to see how they did it so that you can try to do it next time. Okay? So it's really important that you're listening so that you can get some new ideas from your friends and to check what you did at your scene. Okay? All right. We're going to let Kimberly start, and she's going to share what she did. While she's sharing, your eyes and ears are up here. You ready? Okay, Kimberly, nice and loud.
I did 2 long, 3, 4, 2. That's what I did.
So she has 2 long, 1, 2, and how many short?
4.
Count those. Were there 5 short ribbons?
5.
Oh, 4 short ribbons. Okay? So then the question asked, how many ribbons does Mrs. Schatzberg have? Okay. Turn. Did you guys see what she did?
I can't see.
She decided to draw the 2 long ribbons and the 4 short, and when I asked her how she counted them, do you remember how you counted them for me?
2.
You said 3, 4,
5, 6.
and she figured out that there were 6 ribbons. Give me a hand in the air if you found out that there were 6 ribbons as well. Good job. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you did it a different way than Kimberly. Look at all these different hands. Thanks, Kimberly. Michael did it a different way. Go ahead, Michael, and share with them what you did.
4 short ribbons. 2 long ribbons.
Eyes up here. You want to listen.
Eyes and ears. And then I did 4. 4.
Yep.
4, 2.
So it was 4. How many's one more?
6.
5, 6. Notice, I'm going to have you scoot up over this way so the kids can see. He had his in 2 piles. He had the short ones here, Keely, and he had the long ones here. They were kind of in 2 piles. I noticed Kimberly kind of put them in one big spot, but you can tell the difference between the long and the short, can't you? When she drew them, which ones are the long ones?
2.
Yeah, these over here because they're longer than the short. I like that. How many ribbons altogether, Michael?
6.
6 ribbons. Did we figure out how many ribbons I had?
Yeah. 4 and 6.
4
And 2.
4 and 2 is 6. All right. Okay, I think we'll be ready to stop, and let's take a brain break. You ready?